Danielle and today I'll be doing my teaching video with Jasmine Stippage and on the horse Lotus. Lotus is a 13-year-old Hessian warmblood who is my personal horse, and we have competed up through the meter 30 jumpers, and today he will be helping Jasmine work on her automatic releases. Some of the methods we will use will be using the driving rein, which is holding the rein over your hand, which is in a different position than normal, and we'll be going through the combination as the method so that she doesn't have to worry so much about the jump, she can focus on herself. Our safety check: the bridle is fitted properly, all leather pieces are in their keepers. He has protective leg wear, the girth is tight, the saddle fits, and she is properly turned out. She has an approved helmet on, and all arena doors are closed and secure. Okay, so Jasmine will start off with an ordinary walk. Think about keeping your elbows loose, but holding it in an organized 4-beat walk. Good. Feel the time then coming up underneath of him. He's tracking up very well. And then just keep this ordinary walk. And then once you get into the turn, I'm going to want you to do a little bit of a collected walk. And that doesn't mean slowing it down. It means shortening his step. You want to keep the same impulsion, but shorter steps. There. Your leg. Good. Hold a little bit. Good. Now think of a lengthening walk and just relax into it. Follow with your hips and your elbows. Alternate your leg pressure. There. Now he's over tracking. He's got good follow through his hind neck. And I'll bring him back to an ordinary. Good. once we move up into the more lengthening canters, that's when you can kind of get in your half seat if you want. Or you can stay sitting, whatever is more comfortable. But I want you to be able to regulate this canter and him have a relaxed enough back that sitting is an option. So we'll let him walk a little bit. Does he feel like he's staying relaxed through this work?
Yeah, he feels a lot better. He's actually relaxing in his back and starting to stretch a little and his neck down.
Okay, good. I mean, he looks great. So I'm just making sure it feels as good as well.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, welcome to do it. Just stay along the long side and let it stretch down again. Very nice. You can ask him to walk. Did his lengthening feel more relaxed after he canted a little bit?
Yeah, and I really felt him stretching more when we went to the right or the left.
Okay. And I know his canter got a little bit more awake the more you went, but I think that's when we do the lengthened canter. He kind of wants to know what's coming next. And he stayed responsive. He just was a little bit quicker. He wasn't as relaxed across the ground. But I felt that you worked him to the level that you would be fine to start working with some jumps, and I feel like it'd be very adjustable for you.
Yeah, and I kind of like him a little more up because then he wasn't, because I think people use more like looking at outside angle when that's more like a broke.
Yes.
I felt when I did that, I didn't have him taking me. I could use more outside maybe balance and keep him more stable.
Okay. And I mean, yeah, the outside range, he knows there's a balancing speed, slow down range. So if he was quieter, then it'd be harder to actually keep him going at the 81. And it's always nicer when they carry you.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was very good. What I want you to do now is come up the trot poles off the short turn down there. And if you want to switch your hands into the driving range, he will use himself if you just slow down his trot a little bit, slow down your post. Talk to him and say post. And then as you prepare, slow through your turn. Slow your post. Hold. Good. Did you feel him really reach for that one?
Yeah.
Okay. You can let him walk. So we'll come to this trot and just think about keeping a wide hand with a direct connection, straight line to his mouth. When you're ready, you can pick up the trot and just think about following his arms. Don't think about pushing your hands down, just allow his mouth to pull your hands down. Stay soft through your arms, soft through your hands. Slow, think slow. Good. Now trot. Think about getting a nice organized trot here so you don't have to do it in the turn. The only thing I would say is try to hold your body a little bit. Did you feel like you kind of let down on your body?
Yeah.
Okay, just try to think about it's a process. Let him know up to you. Just allow your arms to follow. Good. Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Okay, let him walk. Alright, now we'll go through the one stride and just ride the same way. Keep your hands a little wide, keep your body still and solid. Don't worry about closing to him. Just kind of think about following his head down. Say whoa. Right. Good. You rode through that little hiccup just fine. Now turn left. And do the same thing. pushing your hands down, and I think that's why you feel like you're getting left behind, especially over that vertical. You're fine over the X. If you want to think about your hands, because your hands don't need to go down. If anything, they can just go forward. Maybe think about not going, maybe shorten your reins a little bit beforehand and be a little bit more closed with your position. And then that way your hands really can't go down if their reins a little shorter. Does that make sense?
Yes, like this line.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm just asking to try. And think about following forward more than just down. Good. That was much better. All right, good. That's fine to just make them stop straight. It's all right. Okay, so now we'll go through with all three jumps set. And you'll do the same approach in and just work on keeping your body still, but just being mobile through your arms. You were much better that last time through there. You didn't really push your hands down. You just kind of followed them across. So do the same thing here. And if you need to use a little bit of guiding in the air, that's what this is kind of good for, because you're not bouncing off the neck. So if you feel it getting a little crooked, you can kind of correct it since you don't have dependence on his neck. Good. How did that feel?
It felt a lot better, even though that's what it felt like.
Okay. It looked a lot better. Now I'm going to come off the left just to keep it even. And do it one more time like this before I put the oxer up. And I felt like you stayed with him a little bit better. I don't feel like you got too ahead of him behind. Think about the same thing coming in. It was very good to the combination. All right, that's allowed. Okay, that's fine. You just kind of tripped over the pole. Now just come back in. Think about guiding a little bit with your left rein so he stays to the center of the jumps. And just take a deep breath. Relax. Tell him he's fine. Good. There. Got a little tight because you wanted to make sure you got through it, but that's fine. You stay consistent with your body even though he changed, which is what we're going for. You don't want to react to him. That was good. So now we'll come in with the oxer set and just keep the same mindset. Don't change anything. You need to block a little with your right leg if he's going a little right. I know he has that drift in him. Keep the same body, following arms. Don't worry about him, worry about you. Leg. Good. Now turn left. It's all right. Make a circle and then you can change direction. Good. That was good. Did you feel it kind of a little slower off the oxer?
Yeah.
Good. That's what you're aiming for. Do the same thing here. Leg is open. It's fine. Follow. Good. I'm going to come through one last time just to get the mindset of him trotting across the ground to that X. But you worked through that well. It's good if you stay following him. do this, they'll overdo something they don't know, and then you kind of thought to yourself, well, let me just try something a little less. It's fine. You can let them walk. Is there anything about the exercise you would change?
Not really. I feel like it was good how it was set up and like just keep doing it while we figure out that I do like drop and pull my hand sound. And then like halfway through I feel like if I just left my hands there it would kind of just naturally happen.
Exactly. Right. That's good. Now, a continuation of this sort of lesson would be getting you confident to do it through the combination, getting you confident with a little bit bigger jump, and then you could even do it on a course where you have to worry about the distances to the jumps. That's why it's put through the combination, because you just have to worry about you.
Yeah.
When you bring in the jumps on the singles is when you have to kind of focus on your approach, your distance, your track, your all variables, and that's where an old habit or a typical press release would just happen because that's what you're used to.
Yeah.
And I think that was a good way to end. And